Just a casual day here on TexAgs Rewind. Hello, everyone. David Nuno here. I don't know if you guys got the memo, but A&M had a big game over the weekend. They beat Alabama. Yes, they beat Alabama. We got into it during the Go Hour with OB. That was fun. Billy talking about how we can build, Billy Lucci, by the way, build on this moment and for the momentum the rest of the way. And Lucci was all over the place talking about the players, Michael Clemens and all the good stuff happening on the defense, the offense as well. And SEC Network's Peter Burns, brought to you by Blue Delta Jeans, believing in those Ags.
It's one of those games where you went in hoping for the best, and then you start thinking, they're playing really well. I wonder how long can you remain competitive? Then it was, they might be able to do this. And then it was, okay, yeah, it was a great effort, but then it was, wait, these guys aren't giving up. And then it was complete and total
I loved
chaos.
us. Okay, so Opie and I are like an old married couple up there in the press box. Every couple of minutes, we'd look at each other like, dude, they may really do this. And then I'd keep on telling OB, it's early. He goes, I know, but it's early. Third quarter, it's still early. A lot of football to be played, OB. And then, the face you make on my video.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we were an old married couple, I'd be filing for divorce after you after you made me not that I needed much help looking stupid.
No, I honestly think your face, the reason people love it was all of our emotions in the face. What you did there was exactly what all of us were feeling, and if they could have had the camera pointed at us, we'd be doing the same thing.
It was a mixture of elation and shock.
Yeah. I mean, not shocked that he hit the field goal, but shocked that it happened.
That it happened.
Like all this talk after, because that's not the same A&M team we saw all year long. And it was the same Alabama team. I don't want to hear that this was a different. No, Alabama brought it. They just didn't see the defensive heat that A&M had showed them all year long. How often can you say Nick Saban was outcoached? Not often. He was freaking outcoached.
Yeah, I think we saw the A&M team we thought we were going to see.
Yeah.
Before injuries and different issues took over, but I think there's a lot of Aggie fans today from Houston that are saying, "See, you thought it was a good deal getting Bill O'Brien. Thank you for passing 3 times when you have first and goal inside the 5."
Yeah, I mean, and they were running the ball pretty well at that point. That's to me that was the interesting part was they were able to run the ball. They get to the 3-yard line, they're like, let's catch them sleeping. Let's pass the ball again.
Sometimes you pull off a big upset, and sometimes you're helped.
Yes, you are.
Now, who's to say that A&M wouldn't have risen up? Because
they did all game long. They rose, yeah.
And stuffed them. But and to be fair, in that instance, Bill O'Brien put the game on, or the reliance on, probably the best quarterback in the country.
Yep.
So, but whatever.
And they still took the lead later.
And they still got the lead.
And that's, to me, the most important part of this game is the fact that A&M responded with 5 minutes left. Not once.
Twice. Yeah.
But twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Willis Reed Calzada. We're thinking he's done. Like it's just like, all right, I guess we're going to have to just do it with a third-string quarterback, with Blake Bose. That's what it felt like. And this dude comes in, and not only he makes a game-winning play, that first down run for 11 yards with whatever was hurt, knee, ankle, all of the above, he looked great. He looked great. Remember earlier in the game, we were upset that he didn't run one play?
Yeah, he could have ran for about 20 yards.
And he didn't.
And he almost threw a 60-yard touchdown pass. It was that close.
I'm so proud of that kid because, we try to be very respectful, but he was struggling for a while. But he's got a winner's DNA on it. Like, some of the talk was he just, when the bullets are flying, it doesn't slow down. Actually, we've seen him now at the end of the Colorado game, and 2 drives against Alabama, the game slowed down for him.
Yeah, I mean, he did not play well against Colorado, but he finished well. But this game, he was playing great from the outset.
There was a little stretch where they couldn't get anything going. what was it?
In the third quarter.
Third quarter, 7 straight passes, 8 straight passes.
7 or 8 was incomplete.
Yeah, and that was during the stretch where Isaiah Spiller was out. And to me, that was a big part of why the offense stalled, because as you mentioned, Billy's mentioned, both those guys, A-Chain and Spiller together, just give you a different dynamic on the field.
Yeah, and both of those guys were great. I thought A&M ran efficiently. They weren't overwhelming,
right?
Success, but they ran efficiently. They made certain plays when you really needed to. And gosh, does the one touchdown that Isaiah Spiller have where he goes 15 yards, he's barreling over people, stretches the ball into the end zone, does that not just epitomize his whole career here?
What that does for not only his confidence but the receivers, and it all ties together. We've all sat here for weeks and said, what's wrong with the offense? And we've gone from a struggling O-line, and we have all the reasons for all of them. Some are understandable, some make you scratch your head, but whatever it was, the offensive line, the quarterback, why isn't this receiver, Weidermeyer's battle drops, and they're not getting the ball to Anias enough, and we keep going down the list. They're not getting passes down the field, and then the running game, A-Chain's not touching it enough, and what's happening with the play calling left something to be desired. So there's all these things, right? They all tie together, and so when you start getting injuries here or there, this group struggling, and then you got a coach that's trying to figure, okay, what do I do here with this new quarterback? But he's also struggling, and I need to get my tight end involved, but he's not been, catching the ball when we throw it to him. I need to establish the run to protect the quarterback, but we can't block, and we keep getting it. So it felt like they were just in like a spin cycle offensively. And to come out and for Zach, so here's what happened. Jimbo had an incredible game plan. I hinted at that last week many times, and I know Clay Travis wrote that in his article yesterday, because Friday night I told him, look, I think they've got some really good stuff to hit them with offensively, like stuff that Bama's going to have a hard time matching up with. And you don't just hear that every week. When you do what I do, I don't hear that every week, especially for big games. It's not that they're going, we don't have anything, it's
right.
not, it's going to be tough. We can't move the ball on them. We know, it's not like that. But when it just, when it's different. And it was different this past week. I personally thought it was going to be enough for A&M to be a lot more competitive than people thought. And we were going to go, man, if this team would have played, they'd have beaten Arkansas and Mississippi State. And I didn't think it was going to be all the way to the other extreme. But I thought we'd start seeing it a week later. So I was encouraged, okay, this team's starting to figure it out. But to come out and then go, so you draw it up, and it sounds great, and then all of a sudden, your O-line that got shuffled right before the game starts blocking it. Your quarterback makes some tough throws. He completes some easy passes, and he makes some tough throws. And all of a sudden, that thing's wrong. Weidermeyer's involved. Anias gets an early touchdown. Hey, you know what no one's saying today, David? I just realized it. From Austin to TexAgs, where is all the criticism of the Jimbo Fisher offense?
I didn't hear it at all.
And that the game has changed too much, and he's not all gas, no brakes, and Saban's evolved, but Jimbo...
Didn't they score 41
Jimbo
points?
scored 41, Saban scored 38. They both actually had a special teams touchdown, so it was actually 34-31 on the offensive side. But that offense looked beautiful the other night.
It did.
Fourth quarter, those couple drives looked beautiful. Beginning of the game, Jalen Weidermeyer's running around wide open. They're drawing up plays. They're getting A-Chain locked on linebackers, down the field, shots down the sideline. Running game was going. And I still say Jimbo was working with not less talent. I think A&M had the better skill talent. I think A&M had the better skill talent Saturday night. I really do. I really do. And I might be crazy for saying that. I don't think I am, though. But Jimbo coach circles around them in that game with the play calling, the design, and then here's the deal. The Aggie players also executed.
Yeah.
Both sides elevated their game, no question. But again, where's the commentary? Where are the complaints?
The $9 million man.
You lit Alabama up, and you lit them up down the stretch when they had to stop you. They couldn't stop you on two chances.
Probably this week I'll get my buddy Connor O'Gara on the show, and I may ask him about, hey, can we stop with the whole, $9 million man thing now? Can we stop with that?
You could have him on a whole show and start going, listen, man, like, let's break down his tenure here. And there is always context. Like, so what he said about Texas and Sark versus what Jimbo's doing with quarterback, that to me is where he completely lost me on it, because it was nowhere close to the same. So, and by the way, what Jimbo Fisher's done now, when you say, what has he done with Zach Calzada? Well, you just saw what he's done.
Yeah.
And that wasn't easy. You have to bring him along the right way and figure it out, and figure out the kid and the play calling, and here we are.
I'm all in. Even I'm adopted, so I'm kind of got it in my blood, but still, it works out good. I mean, yeah, the what did they call it, the Cuban Missile? I mean, what a flipping game, right? I mean, and I love going in, and that's the reason why I told Doring and our listeners and viewers, is like, I had a kind of just a strange gut feeling about this game, in the fact that, like, it was almost easier for A&M being 3-2 going into that one, to where it's like, who the hell are we afraid of, right? Like, yeah. I mean, let's just go out and all let it hang out, have some fun. And it felt like that was the most relaxed I saw Calzada. I mean, Elko called the defense. The crowd was awesome. Like, it was a flipping banner night there in Kyle Field.
It really was. It was unforgettable. And like you said, it's funny you say that, because we did have the guys on here, and Chase Lane said we have to prepare. We have to prepare, like, basically, like, this is the biggest game of our life, but we have to play like we have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose at this point. Let's go. And they did. They played like that. And Peter, you nailed it. You've watched this team. They've just looked like they were just pressing so hard to overcome inexperience, injuries, and defense would get off to slow starts. And it was just like they weren't, as a team, they hadn't been able to just figure it out and get it right. And I just think this week they did. How unexpected was that? You guys are up there. That's the fun part to me, is to come home. I had somebody tell me last night at dinner, they go, man, I woke up and watched SEC final like 4 times in a row. But just knowing you guys on a personal level, and knowing what big fans you guys are of just college football and SEC in general, and you all have your schools that you grew up rooting for, but how fun is that? I think fans of A&M and anywhere would love to just watch you guys watching games. So take us through what's going on. Yes, Saturdays, you guys are watching Ole Miss and Arkansas, and then later in that evening to watch A&M Bama.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I won kind of a lotto each week. I get to watch it with Chiswick and Ben Watson and Doring and stuff, and so I get to hear them just talk the X's and O's. And and Chiswick is so sharp, right? I mean, and I had gone in and I had said, Coach, it's weird. I got a gut feeling that A&M, this Alabama game is going to be interesting. And he's like, you know what? Same thing. And he kind of talked about, listen, he's like, I don't know of anybody who's, I still not sold on Bryce Young being at 100% if you actually go at him, but no one's been able to really, everybody's afraid of Bama's offense. Nobody attacked him, and that's what Elko did. And so it's fun. And I'll give you the flip side of it, Lucci. And David, I'm married to a diehard Alabama fan. Yeah. And like, I had to talk her through what it's like to actually watch a game that's competitive in the third quarter and how to work against a loss, because she doesn't see a whole hell of a lot of these. And it was just, it was, I mean, watching it through her eyes was incredible, because it's like, what is happening? It's like watching the Russians and Drago fighting Rocky. And it's like, wait a minute, this is not supposed to happen, and yet it did. And I mean, to do it at Kyle Field.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Like, comment, share, and tell your friends about it. That would be great. If you can do that for me, that would be wonderful. Thanks so much for watching TexAgs Rewind.